Hey y'all, man, I've been noticing some things about Errol Spence leading up into this mega fight he got with Bud Crawford with all the belts on the line to become undisputed champion. And I try to pay attention to the patterns and see if someone is doing something different to prepare and things like that. Not all the time, but when I do have time, I try to to do my due diligence and pay attention to both fighters um, with no bias or nothing like that. Um, but Errol Spence, man, he's been taking on a different look. I did some I was looking up some past press conferences and stuff like that. And I'm like, why has Errol Spence got this new look? He's trying to look smart. He got the glasses on. And I'm like, I don't know why he's taking on this look now. But, you know, that I notice is a change in Errol Spence. Also, man, with this being the biggest fight, not saying that this is a factor in who's going to win it, but Errol Spence don't have that. He don't have that energy, you know, showing that he's really up and excited for this fight. Maybe it's because he's cutting a lot of weight right now. He's not feeling too well. I just noticed that, like in interviews, he's just real, casual about the conversation. Like when they're asking certain questions, he's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. They asked him about Hall of Fame. I don't really care about Hall of Fame, but so it is what it is. So from the Errol Spence side, Errol Spence fans, are y'all convinced that Errol is really up for this fight? Um, I'm seeing Bud Crawford putting in hella work. He's speaking with the tone of excitement and like I've been waiting for this. That's what I get from Bud Crawford. Like I say, I'm not using bias or nothing like that. Even though I think Bud gonna win, but a lot of people keep saying it's 50-50 and all of this, and um, it very well may be. But when I'm looking at the mentality of Bud versus Errol Spence, one guy really cares about the Hall of Fame, one guy doesn't. One guy seems like um, he stays in the gym all year round. One guy just gets up for the fight when he has a fight schedule. He'll work out when he got a fight schedule. But if Errol ain't fighting, he eating. He eating and tending to farm animals and stuff and spending time with his family. And that's cool. But when you facing a guy who eats, sleep, shit, boxing, you got your hands full. You really do have your hands full. What else have I learned? Observed from Errol Spence, man. That's just my thoughts on Errol. That he's taking on a different look. I hope that he has more energy when the fight come on, um, when the fight arrives. And then there was one thing that stood out to me too. Brian Custer, he he said some statements about, man, Anthony Joshua, Ryan Garcia, them being in the camp with him, Derek James, you got Jamel Charlo. And I don't know if Brian Custer slipped when he said this, but he was like, how much juice is in you guys' camp? I mean, you guys got AJ, Jermel, Ryan Garcia. I mean, really, tell me how much juice. I'm like, oh, that's not the right word you want to use, especially with Novada testing. Especially with Novada testing, Brian Custer. Juice was not the right word to use. And we know Arrow's the A side. And I've been checking the VADA website, and these niggas' names are not on there. Bud and Errol have not enrolled in VADA. There is no transparency on who's testing them. So I wonder if that transparency was an issue the first go round with negotiations. Um, but as far as the fans is concerned, the ones that really care about a clean sport, there's no transparency for us to see if they're really being tested. I mean, all the undisputed fights we've had this year so far, they've enrolled in VADA, no problem. They don't have nothing to hide. So the question is, does Errol have something to hide? Does Bud have something to hide? And why? Why so secretive about the biggest fight in years? The biggest fight in the years, man. Undisputed on the line. Bud could become two-time undisputed. Errol can become one-time undisputed. Um, and solidifies himself as possibly potentially one number one pound for pound, whether Bud or Errol wins, and the face of boxing. You know what I mean? So I will definitely give credit where it's due. But oh, and as far as the undercard is ass crack. With a mega fight like this, we got to do better, man. I know they can't stack the cards every time, but you could put some better fights on a fight like this. On the undercard of a big mega fight like this with Earl and Bud Crawford. This is for undisputed. All eyes is going to be on this event, and I just feel like they definitely could have done better. They definitely could have done better, but I'm not really feeling this undercard. This undercard is kind of ass crack. But that's my thoughts, man. On Earl when it pertains to his mentality, not giving a damn about Hall of Fame, not really seeing like he's super motivated and kind of like just acting like this is just another fight. Maybe it'll work in his favor. I don't know, man. But on the flip side, I'm just seeing Bud. He's excited. He's working tremendously hard. He's pretty much on weight. Looks like I don't see him having to cut a whole lot of weight, and he just seemed extremely motivated. But yeah, man, that's really all my thoughts is for this topic. And I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.